Hi, I'm Savannah Deasy, and I am um, interested or am participating in the Great Au Pair Study Abroad China program. I am an American, so originally from America, but I'm currently visiting my father in Germany. He works as a drug and alcohol prevention and counselor, and my mom lives in South Africa, and she works as a psychologist for the Peace Corps. I have four brothers and one sister, huge like family, and they are all older than me except for one, so I'm the second youngest, and I loved it growing up. Is always a lot of action and stuff. Um, I myself am super bubbly and outgoing. I love to have fun. I love to go out and do things. I'm very active. Um, but I also like to just relax. I love to read and write and take my time to paint or just kind of to have some alone time. So I have a little bit of both sides of me. I love to, when I'm just at home, I like to be calm and I like to just have a nice discussion or just read my book. And the other side of me, I love to go out and do things. People describe me as having a ton of energy because I can just run and dance and play, and I just love life, and I am always smiling, and I always like to go do fun things. Yeah, so I love sports and stuff too. I just love being active. I just love getting everything out of life that I can. I'm very kind. I think it's the most important thing in life, or at least to me, is to make sure that I'm kind to everybody that I meet and that I'm loving so that I love everything and everybody. Yeah. So that's my aim. I want to go to China because I've always wanted to go to China, actually. Started when I was about 8 years old, maybe. That's the first time that I can remember. But it could have been even earlier. I just know that when I was 8 or 9 years old, I was telling everybody that I'm going to China someday. My people would ask me, like my grandpa asked me, "What are you gonna do when you grow up?" And I would say, "I'm going to China." I don't even know really what started it, but I think I was just very interested in Asian culture. I liked the movie Spirited Away a lot, and I liked Kiki's Delivery Service, and I liked a lot of like anime. And I was very interested in seeing Asian culture, and I remember I like saw a movie where a girl had a pen pal from China, and I knew that China was huge. I always saw it on the map. So I think it just kind of planted a small seed, an idea of wanting to go to China. And I've always wanted to do it, so hopefully I can finally achieve my dreams. And I actually don't know a lot about Chinese culture. I know about a little bit about Chinese history, not that much, so hopefully I can refresh my memory while I'm there. I did learn about it in school, but I don't know that much about Chinese culture. But I like it that way because that means when I do go to China, I won't have as much expectations, and I will be more of an open book, and that's how I want it to be. I want to go into it without a lot of expectations, so that I can really absorb and learn Chinese culture for what it actually is. And that is something I'm very much looking forward to. And so, yeah, I'm very interested in Chinese culture because the thing that I do know about it is that it's very different than American culture in some ways. In some ways, it's similar to Western culture, but in other ways, it's very, very different. And I studied philosophy of religion, and when I was on Chinese religion, I it kind of intertwined with the history of law and politics and different things, and I found that very fascinating. And it was interesting to me to see how much like the value system molded Chinese culture. And so I'm very interested just to see how it is, to see Chinese culture firsthand without any strong expectations or presumptions about what it will be like. And I, yeah, I have a lot of experience teaching English and caring for children. So my very first job actually was at a preschool when I was 16 years old, and that I was a cleaning lady, like an assistant, and I watched and learned how the other teachers interacted with the children, and I loved it so much that I thought someday I'm gonna open up my own preschool. So when I was 18, I started nannying, and I worked at a hotel um, called the Westin as a childcare provider, basically for their kids club, the parents a childcare service basically. So the parents would go out and leave their children there, and I would do activities and with the children and get them dinner and yeah, have fun with them. And then I started studying early childhood education when I was 19. And I did that for 2 years while working at a preschool. And in the preschool, we had a lot of children that actually couldn't speak any English. We had 4 families that were from Mexico, and they couldn't speak English. 3 of them. 2 of them, I mean, one of them could, but 3 of them could barely speak any English. So we had to really brainstorm different ways to try to make the families feel at home and feel integrated into the classroom, and as well as for the children. We had to try to think of ways to help the children grasp the English language more quickly and to really integrate like to the bilingual of the classroom, so to try to help the other children learn a little bit of Spanish. And it was a very interesting experience to try to work with bilingual children and families. And then I moved to Germany, so I stopped studying early childhood education. I put it on pause so that I could move to Germany because I didn't want to miss the experience, and the opportunity was there, so I took it. And I came here to see my dad, and then I got different jobs working for as a nanny, and for different families as their primary babysitter. And then I worked at a Waldkindergarten, so that translates to forest school. Basically, what it was a school that is all natural, so the children spend all day outside, and they don't have any toys, and there's no building, and we pack our lunch and we bring it in our backpacks. We eat outside, we play outside. They did everything outside. That was a very cool experience, to have a classroom setting, but then totally different type of a classroom setting. So instead of planning activities where you do, block building, you had to plan activities where how do we build and let the children discover how they build. So that was a very interesting experience again. And I think that sums up my childcare experience. My also was teaching English to the families, or to the children of the families that were German speaking. So I was working for 2 families that wanted their children to learn English as a second language. And so I only spoke English with the children whenever I was caring for them. And I had another family that wanted that were English, that wanted their child to learn German. So I tried to speak German as much as possible around them when I was caring for them. And yeah, it was pretty successful each time. And I obviously am a native speaker, being from America. So, I mean, I guess I'd say my English is perfect. And I have absolutely zero Mandarin language skills, like nothing whatsoever. But it would be cool to gain some. That would be awesome. That would be something I would be looking forward to, even if it was just a little bit. And overall, what I hope to gain aside from learning Mandarin is the experience of working with families, because I forgot to mention, after I stopped studying early childhood education, I re-enrolled in school, but I changed my major because I also have changed my mind with what I want to do. Now, instead of I don't no longer wish to be a preschool teacher or to open my own preschool. I actually find that I would benefit more, or that I find more value in working with a family as a whole, because I think that a family, or having a happy and healthy family, is the most essential part to a child's development. And so I actually find that working with families will be something that is more valuable to me. Therefore, I now study psychology, and I hope to gain from this program more experience with working with families, to add to all the experience that I already have, just to keep learning and growing. And yeah, as on top of that, I hope to gain some inspiration for my writing, because I love to write and I write all the time. Some inspiration for my life, and some great cultural knowledge to add to my beautiful accumulation of knowledge. I don't know. Yeah, a cultural experience would be, it's always good to open your eyes to new things. And that's all. I hope that this video has been pleasant. And I wish you a pleasant day. And if you are my future au pair family, then I will see you soon. And if, yeah, bye.